Hey guys, today we are going to be looking at the G1 Darkwing and Dreadwind. So first things first, before I even get into them, if I get these guys mixed up, like I call him Dreadwind and I call him Darkwing, I apologize. Just the names are so not really similar, but just because, I don't know, I'll probably end up getting them mixed up, but this is Darkwing and this is Dreadwind. So that is who they are, so I might switch the names, but just want to clarify that right now before I go and say their names differently and get them mixed up. I did not research the two Power Masters names, so I don't know. I just know that Dreadwind's name is High Test, and I do not know Darkwing's Power Master. I don't know his name, but we'll look at these guys first. So this is Darkwing. Sorry, I'm already doing it. And he's a bit more of like a sort of lizard thing. And, he just has some, like generic legs, generic arms, and sort of just a lizardy head. And I will say to watch out for the legs. You can kind of see some stress marks right there where these hinge. So I would watch these on both of them, and the main hinges up here at the hips. But there's him. And then here is Dreadwind's. He's a bit more of maybe a falcon, maybe. But, or dragon, or another lizard. I really don't know. Has a little bit more of a transformery chest. It looks a little less organic. It almost looks like a Thunderwing with the little windows at the front or whatever those are. But if you know how the Power Masters work, you just bend their legs, and then there's this little peg that goes into the shoulder, like so. And there is the engine. And the same thing with his, really tight. And I do think, I haven't tried it, but I think, just looking at them, the transformation system engages with these two holes, and I think you could swap these guys, that his can go into there and his can go into there. I think. I don't know if that's right. I haven't tried it, but just thinking out loud that if you can't get a hold of either one of them, and you just have one, you could probably still get away with it. But if you know the Power Masters, you could probably easily get away with just pressing those little pins down with your finger and not needing the Power Masters themselves, but it just makes it easier. So I'll go ahead and put him in here. Just make sure he's all the way in. Same thing with him, like so. And just, I'm re-looking at Dreadwind just because, they're brothers, and because they do the Dreadwing mode. And that video is kind of old. I just figured I'm already doing Darkwing, so I might as well just skim over him again and do him again. And I didn't know this, but his wings are supposed to be back like this. I have always had him in his plain mode with his wings like that, but technically they're supposed to be further back. But that's why I'm re-looking at Dreadwind, just so, both of them can be up to speed to each other. So let's look at them. Let's just skim right over Dreadwing again. Mine's missing a nose cone, the little rubber end piece. I love these fins. I absolutely love the look of them. Love the colors, the white with this teal and then the gray. Love the transparent piece for the visor. Obviously, he doesn't have a great undercarriage. You can swivel the wrists to sort of hide them away like that. I think that's a very good technique to hide the wrists. But overall, it's very clean underneath, just really the fists, because you really can't tell that these are the legs unless you know that they are. But yeah, I really like the colors. Love the look of the jet. Just looks amazing. These fins do a lot for it. If you don't like the fins, you can just fold them back in. But I personally love the look of the fins, so I like to leave them out. Now on to Darkwing. He is, I don't really know what kind of jet he is. Some sort of approximation, but I love this gray, especially with this purple and with these yellow lightning bolts. It just fits. And then the teal tail fin with the teal on the engine, and then the transparent plastic on the cockpit, just ties it all together. Love those silver stickers right there. And he just looks really, really nice. Obviously, due to the way he transforms, these thrusters back here are, half formed, but I don't really care. Then you can obviously see where he is and his arms as well, but once again, you can swivel his wrist and to get rid of that, but I'm just going to leave it facing forward. But overall, once again, it still is a very nice and clean undercarriage. It looks really nice. It's done very well, and it does it a lot better than a lot of other plane formers. At least at this point in time, these guys have done a very nice job with their undercarriages, and I really, really like them for that. They, just looking at them from the side, is very cohesive. Really, is just their arms. Really, on both of them, it's just their arms that you just can't get rid of. But everything else forms and it tucks away very nicely. So before we get to their robot modes, we'll get to the Dreadwing. So for Dreadwind, I like to bring up the tail fin, and you don't have to do this, but I like pushing the wings forward. Now, for Darkwing, you split the tail fin, and you could have him like this. This looks cool too, but I personally like just the straight fin. But you can have it like this, or maybe that's how it's supposed to be, but I don't know. But we will separate this and swing it up. And now we're done with him for right now. So we have these two big holes and then these two small holes. And that will engage with these two big gray clips. And then those two small holes will engage with those two little tabs. And we'll just put them together. And with those small ones, sometimes you have to just sort of, mess with it. Maybe take it off. Take them apart and put them back on, but we got it. So now we can align this Dreadwind's tail with the front of Darkwing, sort of like this. You just have to kind of mess with it, and there it goes. And now we can take this purple piece and flip it up, and now it just is a bigger piece of the fin. So now we take the wings of Dreadwind and slide them into that slot right there. And that's why I personally like to slide them forward and then slide them back to slide into that, because it just helps align a bit easier instead of trying to align these and those connectors when you're putting them together. And then you can just swing Darkwing's wings out like so, and there is the Dreadwind. And we'll just do that. Here is the Dreadwind, and I absolutely love this thing. It is so dumb, but it is so incredibly cool. I love the look of it. It's, it's very dumb, but it's just so cool. I really, really love it. It looks like it's supposed to do this. The toys look like they're supposed to do this. It doesn't look like it's a half-baked idea. Maybe this stuff up here does, but other than that, it looks like a cohesive thought. Even if you flip it upside down like I did, it looks like they're supposed to do this. It's not like they're like, oh, here are two Decepticons, we'll just jam them together. I think just the vibe that I get feels like they were engineered this way. And I just really love this mode. Yeah, so let's put them into their robot modes. So I'll separate these first, and then tab that in, and then we'll just pull them apart, and we'll do Dreadwing, Darkwing first. Just slide that back in. So obviously we don't need to do anything now with the nose. So we'll just swing all this back, and then we will extend the legs, fold them down, flip out the heel, flip out the toes, and same thing over here, like so. And then we'll bring down the legs, and then we will swivel it like so, and then that has some automorph that brings out the head. And now we will bring the arms forward, or if you want to have the wings forward, you can do that, but I personally like the wings being back like that. Now for Dreadwind, we will bring these in, and now we will swing everything back like so. Now you will bring the legs down like that, flip out the heel, flip out the foot, sometimes it gets caught both ways. It'll get caught going in and caught going out, but do that. Now bring the arms in, bring it up, and you can do whatever you want with this. It's just a little annoying to me that you can't fit it fully onto his back, because then it spreads the wings apart. So typically mine just hangs out a little lower, but now we just bring that down, close it up, and here we have Darkwing and Dreadwind here and in person. And I absolutely love these guys. You've heard my thoughts on him, just his colors. The purple comes out with a lot more teal, combined with this more sandy white, this more yellowish white or yellowed white with the gray in the back. Just, he looks amazing. I love his face. Just raise this up a little. Just love his face. Love that Decepticon symbol. Yeah, due to transformation, his head is like really far back, but I absolutely love the colors on this guy. Just the little bits of gray, like his fists and his toes, and then those spots back there. He has a very nice color scheme. And then same thing with Darkwing. Darkwing, just his colors, a lot of the gray kind of disappears onto his back. Obviously, his legs are gray, his fists are gray, his head is gray, but this nice turquoise comes out and complements the teal very well, almost like a Nightwatch Optimus Prime, just complements itself very well, and then it matches with the gray. And then his face is very, very weird. The purple visor with these gray little horn looking things, and then his blue mouth. Just, they look amazing, they transform amazing, and these two toys I really, really love. They're just very, very nice. They have a very amazing transformation. It's very G1, very tactile, very fun, and they do a very nice job. Obviously they do have some kibble on their back, but the Seekers and all other Transformers that turn into planes are going to have kibble like that with wings. Either they're out like that or they're tucked behind their back. But for how little they show of their robot modes in their plane modes, and then how cleverly their engineering is, I really like these guys. I think they're better than the Seekers, and I'm already not the biggest fan of the Seekers. I like them, but their original G1 molds aren't great. But these guys are amazing. I think that, like, a missing link version of these guys, there wouldn't be too much to change. Like, Darkwing, for example, like, you could count this as an outward joint, and then he has arm that goes all the way up. It is ratcheted, so it's not perfect. And then he has an elbow, and then he has that wrist swivel, and nothing in the legs. And then Dreadwind, he has an elbow and a shoulder, and then he has that wrist. So really the only thing that could be changed for like a missing link or just a modern update, skipping the Power of the Primes versions, is maybe add some sort of slider to slide his head forward, maybe add some sort of outward joint, and then add in some hips, because he has a forward knee. I don't know why. It doesn't do anything for the transformation. But they can easily probably get knee joints and hip joints with their original transformations. And, the transformations are the main focus, in my personal opinion, of these guys, because they're phenomenal. They are a huge exception to late G1, like especially a lot of the 86 toys. These guys have better transformations. A lot of 87 toys they have better transformations of. Just these toys are very phenomenal. They're done very well, and they seem almost out of place because they were done so well. It seems that they were built at the time of 87, but they're being built with the ideology and engineering of 84 and 85. Just the way they feel to me, and the way they transform, and how well they do it. Obviously, they're not perfect, but they do what they do very well. And I really like that. And they're very fun. They, just honestly, if you didn't have to worry about breaking them or breaking other parts on them because of the Power Master gimmick, they would be phenomenal toys. But the fact that they are Power Masters, and probably plenty of these guys ended up broken, or parts of them ended up being broken because of that, just on accident of losing the Power Master, knocks them down a little bit. But I think they come right back up to the same level with their amazing redecos from Takara, Hydra, and Buster. I really hope to own them someday, because these guys have wonderful decos on their own, with their blue, with their teal, their navy, their purple, their gray. But Hydra and Buster are even better. I love the look of those toys, and I hope to own them and put them next to these guys, because they're just phenomenal toys. I absolutely love them. And once again, one of the only downsides to these guys is that they are very expensive. You're going to pay about $100-ish for both of these guys, which is pretty good, $50 a piece. I got this guy at BotCon for $50, and I got him at a flea market for $35. So I'm also around that price as well, and I would pay $100 for both of these guys. But you'll pay quite a bit of money for these guys, both individually and together. But it's sort of the same thing as like Nadiki and Kreka from Bionicle, is that they're good on their own, but they're extraordinary when they've been put together. And I definitely agree with these guys, because I think they're brothers in continuity. I don't really know. But overall, they're amazing and fabulous toys. I really, really love them, and I'm super glad to have these guys in my collection. They're some of my favorite G1 toys and best G1 toys in my collection. So that's really all I have to say. So, till next time, see ya.